Ian Anderson. We're back for some more Farragut Open, and we are joined by one of my favorite people in the entire disc golf world, Jared Person. Say what's up to the people out there, Jared.
What's up, people?
There he is, and you are a lefty, and fortunately for you today, we have a lefty on the card.
We do. Cameron Sheehan, he's awesome.
Yes. We also have Dion Arlyn, Scott Withers, and Matt Bell. Should be a very fun watch. And what course are we playing for round 3?
Round 3?
Looks like
Is
AWOL.
It's AWOL. Okay. It's been a minute, so I was trying to rack my brain, but
For sure.
okay, there we go.
All right. What do you think about the course?
AWOL? It's awesome. I designed it with a buddy of mine, so I'm partial to it.
You better like it then. Why don't you tell us about hole 1, man?
Hole 1, you're looking to just throw it as straight as you possibly can for about 300 feet, and then you'll be left with a little kind of right to left chip shot.
Okay. Scott Withers has the box. Looking okay?
It's a little bit right, but he should be able to get up and down.
Cool. Dion Arlyn, looks like he's ripping out his pulse on a hyzer flip. That was sneaky.
Sneaky, but he's going to be a fair bit back. It'll be a tough up and down. So.
All right. And Cameron, you know what he's throwing here?
I don't, but I would imagine it looked like a high speed, so I would say a D1 or a D2.
Fair enough. And Matt Bell, who is sponsored by Latitude 64, throws hyzers all day.
You saw that 2 out of the 4 made the mistake of going a little high, which is what you end up doing because of the little rock wall there right in the beginning. So
yeah, seems really easy to do. That was a decent upshot from Matt. Came up a little bit short. Dion, I believe he's reaching for one of his. Oh, that's understable. Probably Meteor. Wow.
It's a good kick. He's got a putt from there.
Yeah, definitely. Looks like Cameron is up next.
That must be the lefty spot. That is the exact same spot that I was in when you filmed me like 3 years ago. Or
really?
Yeah, it's like the exact same spot.
Oh, funny. Scott Withers from the right-hand side of the fairway trying to get up and down for his birdie, and that'll probably work.
There's a sneaky little gap over there he was able to hit.
Yeah. Oh, Matt, who is deadly from range, gave that one a good bid.
I just expect those to go in.
I know, right? Dion, a little too much want on that one. He will settle for par. Scott hoping to not settle for the par. He's good, Jared.
Yeah, and that's a good bird to get. You want to get hole 1. It's not terribly demanding. The tee shot's tricky, but as long as you can kind of get up there, like even just a third of the fairway, you got a good chance of getting a 3.
Yeah. Cameron made a nice putt for his 3 as well. Matt comes back for the par, and Dion will drop in his, that is. Do we have all different manufacturer sponsors? I think we do.
It looks that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, we got Innova, Discraft, Latitude 64, and Prodigy. It's kind of fun.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. May the best discs win.
Well, obviously Cameron's going to win it now. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, you're sponsored by Prodigy.
It's true.
There is Scott with that pretty healthy lead. That's going to take us to hole 2, Jared.
All right, hole 2. This is just a great kind of risk-reward hole. If you go, fairway is going to leave you a 25 to 30 foot putt past the basket. What I was trying to say is the mid-range will leave you short. So the trick is you got a pretty steep green. So you play the mid, you have a tough putt. You play the fairway, you might blow by it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it does drop off really quick. That's a great shot from Cameron. Yeah,
that's not even too scary of a putt. That's really good.
And Dion with this flex forehand line, which I kind of like.
Yeah, it's not a bad play. I mean, I'm partial to it because I'm left-handed, so.
That's your line, right?
Yep.
Yep. Just spinning the other way.
A little too far. Yeah, a little too far.
Yep. And Matt ripping out a hyzer per the usual. You get caught up there?
I'm really interested to see Matt play this course because it's a lot of straight shots. There's not a lot of room to really work the right to left. So.
Mm-hmm. But he'll throw a pretty good straight shot with that hyzer flip of his.
Yeah, I know. It's just I just want to see it.
Yeah.
He's so good,
He is. Here is Dion coming up the hill. That will par. And Cameron with the really only birdie op, but cannot convert.
Yeah. I don't know if that's just early round or the hill got in his head or what. So
Yep. Or them camera jitters.
yeah. Oh, I know all about those.
Sorry.
It's all right. I'm just. I have a saying: if I end up, being filmed by you guys, it's just guaranteed 10th place. So
Oh. Too funny, man. Fortunately, looks like everybody else is cleaning up pars here. That's not. You're not feeling too bad about a par on this one. It's kind of a tough get.
no, yeah, it's the par threes on this course aren't super easy. So a three doesn't feel terrible, but they're staring right at you. So you want to get them if you can.
Sure enough. So let's look at Scotty's lead. Looks to be 7 over Dion. Hopefully the gang can chase him down, make us a little closer. We're looking at hole 3, which I believe is a dogleg right.
Yes, it is. It's a sneaky dogleg right though. It plays a little straighter than you think. From the tee, it really looks like it hooks. But if you just play a nice straight shot with maybe just a little bit of fade for the forehand or just a slight bit of turnover for the backhand, if you're right-handed, you're going to do just fine.
Right on. Looks like Scott was throwing out his PD2 right there. Left it a little bit left, and he'll be looking at a par most likely. Good hole here for Cameron.
I know what that disc is. That's an A2. That's extremely overstable.
I bagged one of those, actually.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, it's a great disc, man.
Sneaky, and he got up there. That's great.
Yeah. Dion with his fantastic forehand. This is looking great.
Really good.
Oh, my goodness.
This is a really, really good forehand hole because the first part of the gap is pretty straight, which so as a lefty, you got to turn your back to it. And a forehand, you could just get to look right at it. So
Sure. Matt playing the turnover. Oh, my.
that can be trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, the rough is thick out here at Farragut.
You like to call it natural OB. We got lots of it.
Exactly. Matt getting creative, going over the top, and he's got a chance to save the par.
Absolutely, yeah. He's definitely has a putt from there.
Scott looks like he's flicking a gator up there. Little par. Man, such quick ground out here with that pine straw.
Especially this time of year in the fall.
Uh-huh.
Because this takes place the first week of October. So
Everything's falling off the trees, and the ground's still hard.
exactly.
Matt trying to save par. Oh, wow.
Great par save.
Man, I got to think that's like a 10% par save from where he was.
Yeah, it's tough. I've been there many a times just because I play this course a lot, and it's forehand roller for me all day. So it was a pretty unique shot to get where he ended up. So
Definitely. There is a cleanup from Cameron. And it looks like Scott will be doing the same. I think that's our second barbecue in a row. Kind of surprised nobody got this one.
It's right there, especially for the forehand. But it's tricky. Like I said, everyone was playing pretty hard hyzers, and then Matt went with the pretty extreme turnover. And if you just play the straight shot, you almost always have around a 25 to 30 foot putt. So.
Yeah. Oh, I guess I did miss Dion's birdie. My bad, Dion.
Oh,
yep.
There you go. The forehand was good.
Yeah, it was. Hole 4. Where are we going?
Okay, so it's extreme dogleg left. It's kind of like one of those holes where if the wind's blowing from left to right, it's a par 4. If it's blowing from right to left, it's a par 3.
How funny.
So.
Dion with his crazy backhand power throws it way up in the air, and he's over there somewhere.
He made it a fairway down the fairway. He kind of made a mistake that everyone makes of going just a little too long before you turn left. It looks like Scott corrected though right here.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? I believe he's throwing Firebird off the tee here.
Yeah, he went nice and tight. Leaves him a very easy up and down for a birdie 3.
It's way more open, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tough hole for Cameron.
I disagree actually, because I do this pretty often, really. As
Toast
long
it
as you
out.
get it exactly, because you're throwing really high, really understable, and really hard. So
He's over there.
It looks like he went deep.
Did he really? Wow.
Like deep as in straight, not deep as in past the bucket. Yeah.
Gotcha. Matt throwing a towering hyzer, trying to see where this thing lands.
That's awesome.
Is he right by the basket?
If it's right there,
Wow.
that is great shot.
Man.
I can't remember what the wind was doing this day. If that was blowing from left to right, then that shot is even more impressive.
Yeah. So Cameron forced to throw a forehand roller with his second shot. Here's his third, trying to get up and down for the par. Still has some work left to do. Scott looks like a pretty easy up and down for the birdie.
If he played Firebird there, he played it right. I mean, you're just trying to get over the first set of trees, land in the middle, and then kind of pitch up. But because it is, under 400 and being a par 4, everyone wants that eagle,
Yeah. And there is...
That was a good save.
That was, wasn't it? And here is the eagle bit from Matt.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great.
What a drive.
This hole originally was going to be pushed back a little bit, and it just never happened for one reason or another. And so it kind of ended up a little bit of a tweener hole, unfortunately. So
it happens.
But it's still a good hole. It's like a super hard par 3 or a pretty easy par 4, and that happens on some courses. So
it generated scoring separation. We saw a 2, a 3, and a 4.
Exactly. Yeah.
Can't say it's a bad hole. There are your scores after that. Cameron losing a couple strokes to the gang. Looks like Scott's still 6 clear of Dion after that birdie on hole 3. And we are looking at hole 5.
This hole is probably one of the harder par 3s on the whole course because you have 2 gaps that you have to hit. You have your first gap, which is dead straight, or if you're throwing the forehand, you can play a little bit to the left. And then it opens up, and then there's another gap where there's really only one way to get to the basket, which is the straight gap. Or I guess you could just go through the trees like Matt did.
Sometimes it just happens.
Yep.
You just got to go with it and be thankful.
This is a good forehand hole, though. That looks extremely pure. Oh, very pure.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, did you see James Atwood's face in the background?
Oh, Dion.
Oh, that's great. What a shot.
Beautiful. I got to imagine that was one of his drones or something. Scott almost got it too, but just kicked that tree.
It's interesting to see the forehanders playing the tighter gap. There's a wider gap. I see most of my friends play when we play out here, who are right-handed that play the forehand. It's a little easier to kind of flex one and then have it hyzer.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's pretty open, too. They definitely can see it from the tee.
Gotcha. Yeah, the gap they're going for, it looks like the obvious gap from the camera, but...
Right. And it is. I mean, that's the straight shot, but there's definitely 2 distinct gaps off the tee, so...
Huh, funny. That was Scott laying up. Here is Matt for a miraculous birdie. What?
That was so good.
That was nasty.
Not like his usual putt, so even more impressive, like a very flat spin putt. So.
That's right. Yeah, he's an extreme hyzer putter.
Yeah.
Low ceiling spinner. That was. He is a world champion putter.
It's true. Yeah.
Cameron unfortunately doesn't convert, but Dion does.
How far he ricocheted off the basket.
You're right.
Like, footer, yeah.
I didn't even give him credit for that. That was a nasty kick off that thing. That's Scott saving par after the dart upshot. Shout outs to Nate Sexton.
Mm-hmm.
The dart OG.
Absolutely.
Cam dropping in the par. Wow. That putt from Matt, man.
Yeah, that was... And the shot from Dion. I mean,
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Almost getting the ace. There are your couple birds. Scott's lead. It's down to 5. It's shrinking. It's getting competitive. And we are looking at hole 6, Jared.
I'm excited to see Dion especially throw this hole because there is a giant righty flex that you can bite off a massive amount. And at 576, I think Dion can throw it. So there's a gap, which looks like Matt's going roller. Interesting.
Wow.
So you can see the basket right there. So the shape of the fairway, that wall of trees that you can see he just went through, kind of forces like a lefty just has to play the hyzer. But as a righty, you can play this shot he's playing right now, and then flex around those trees.
Did it work?
I can't.
I think he hit the tree wall.
I think he did too. Yeah, I might have been a little tight. So
I think the previous round he did go over the top.
Okay.
Yeah, looks like Scott's trying to do just that.
I saw Christian Dietrich throw a sidewinder hyzer flip over the top and left himself about a 90-footer on this hole.
Really? Wow.
With the sidewinder, so.
Great disc, that sidewinder. Cameron, this might be trouble, Jared.
Interesting. He'll be okay, but the three's almost out of question.
Yeah. I think he was trying to play the flex around the tree wall.
I think he was.
Yeah.
I just play H1, which is a fairly overstable disc, just to the gap, and then I play a mid-range up. The lefty's kind of limited in his options, unless he does have a huge, forehand, which Cameron does have a big forehand. He just didn't quite connect on that one. So
Yeah. Dion's upshot gets a friendly kick towards the basket. Wow, you'll take that.
that's a good shot.
Yeah. And Scott looks like he's got a Firebird.
That is definitely trouble if you don't quite flex it over the top. Get it turned over.
Yeah, he was in straight jail back there. Matt, after that pretty cool roller.
Yeah, first time I ever seen that on this hole.
Really? How fun.
Yeah, never seen it.
Does leave it a little bit short on the up. Probably not stoked off that. We're looking at Cameron's third. How about that kick?
That was a great redirect. Yeah.
Farragut's being nice right now.
Kidding. I wish it was this nice when I was playing my round.
And here's another dart up shot from Mr. Withers. Beautiful.
Good shot.
Yeah. Good
Yeah,
prize.
just kind of play everything, 20 feet short if you're not running it.
Oh my gosh.
Thought that was good.
It looked like it. Dion with a nice birdie right there.
He's putting together a round right now.
He is, isn't he? Yeah. Definitely feeling it. Cameron.
That's a great save.
Yeah, definitely. Matt will be trying to save his par as well. Oh, no.
Uncharacteristic, I'd say.
Yeah, agreed. Scott does drop on his par. Matt will drop in the bogey. And Dion getting strokes on folks again with that bird. Check out these scores. That lead is shrinking. It's down to 4. Dion's
It is.
doing work. Cameron sitting at even on the round. Everybody else under. And we're going to be looking at hole 7, sir.
This is just how, pick your straightest disc, whether it's a putter or a mid-range. Probably not a fairway driver just because you're going downhill. And just kind of push the ceiling because since you're up high, those tree branches are right in your face. And just ride it as straight as you can.
Looks like Dion's throwing one of his Z drones.
That looked really straight.
What?
He's playing excellent right now.
Man, he is firing. Scott fading a little early, but it can work.
That's a tough putt, but it's a putt from in there. He's probably just outside the circle, really.
Mm-hmm. Cameron?
That looks good, too.
Oh. It's still
I
putting.
wouldn't say great kick, but yeah, he's putting. So if he misses that, he's probably just in front of where Scott landed. So
Matt is leaking right and unfortunately finds a tree. He'll be looking at par at best. Although he does have a knack for throwing these things in.
he does.
He was trying too.
Absolutely. That's so far. I know where he landed, and I certainly could not jump putt that.
No.
I'm tripping from right there.
Scott gives it the Paige Pierce bid.
Yeah.
But that will par. Cameron looking for the 2. Yeah. He will also be parring. Matt coming back for his 3. Well done. As is Cameron. Smash. Where's Cameron from? From Jared?
He's from the Tri-Cities, I believe, Kennewick, Washington.
Okay.
Yeah. He shreds those courses out there. There's 2 courses. There's Columbia Park and 2 Rivers, and they're both super windy. Like right now, it's probably too calm at Farragut for him to truly feel comfortable. Needs to be about 40-mile-an-hour wind, and he'll be right in his element. So.
God, I hate playing in the wind.
Me too.
Not being overlooked, though, is Dion's drop-in birdie on that hole. That was a beautiful drive.
He's making a charge right now.
Sure is. Only 3 back now. Hole 8 is up next. What's the plan here?
The plan here, if you're right-handed, is just to hit the first gap with a disc that's moderately overstable. A gator or even like a A2 or something like that. Just trying to make the first gap that he just missed.
Yes. Fortunately, it stayed mostly in the fairway, it looks like. Hopefully, he can salvage a par from there. It looks like Scott is going with a gator like you recommend. Cameron. It's a putter.
It looks like a putter. It's a good play.
Flipping over. Man, such fast ground.
Yeah, he's a touch deep, and that tree is a little bushy. You might have to get on a knee, but he's inside the circle for sure. So
Nice. Matt with maybe a little too much hyzer on this one, but it's putting.
yeah, and that also is probably just inside the circle. That's really a good play. That's what I do. I don't try to ace it or anything. I just try and get on top of the hill and have a putt.
Sure. That was Dion's out. That looked tough, and here his par save attempt. Wow.
That was a good bid. He's bumming though, because this is definitely a hole you want to. It's one of the shortest holes on the course. So
Yeah. Oh, Scott doesn't take complete advantage. Could have got a couple strokes on him. But it looks like he's going to be settling for one, assuming Dion makes that putt. Matt Bell for the 2.
that's a real typical play right there. You kind of just make sure you hit the gap and not focusing so much on trying to pin it as just hit the gap, hyzer left, and have a putt.
There you go. Cameron. Oh,
Oh,
that's a painful double right there.
yeah.
Ouch. Cameron coming back for his par. Man, Dion was on such a good run there too.
And he still is. I mean, a double bogey, that is not awesome, but he's at 5 down right there, so he's still 3 down on the round. I mean, when you're playing the front 9, it's the tougher of the 9, so you're thinking 3, 4. 4 is great, so he still has a chance to do that. He was on some record-setting pace though.
Wow.
Because the back 9 is much easier. The par 3s are a little more gettable. So.
Okay. What's the plan on hole 9?
Hole 9, you have 3 gaps. Really, you can kind of see them right off the tee pad. You can go straight, which looks like Matt's doing, and that was actually kind of a little tricky. Kind of flexed it through the center tree line. You can go right or you can go left. So
Okay. He went parked is what he went.
Yep.
And Scott, I believe that's his champion T-Bird.
Scott looks like he played it just like aim at the middle tree, and then either side of it is good, and that's how a lot of people play it, myself included.
Definitely worked. Cameron just nicks that tree. Gonna have a long look for the 2, and Dion hoping to get back on that birdie train.
So he was trying the left side.
Mm-hmm. I think he was throwing his predator there. Unfortunately, finds a tree, and just gonna try and salvage a par now. Oh no.
Oh no.
Dion. Probably looking at a bogey now, honestly.
Yeah, it's not easy. Those trees really kind of block a lot of angles, for a putt. They're just enough staggered,
Uh-huh. Cameron gave it a good, honest bid, but that was a tough look. Gonna settle for the par. Matt not settling for anything but birdie.
Great drive.
That sure was. And Scott landed up his 2 as well. He just got 4 strokes on Dion in 2 holes.
Yeah, he's breathing a sigh of relief, really, because Dion was just charging.
He was.
Scott wasn't exactly like on fire, and he wasn't tooing, so.
Mm-hmm. Got a little bit more breathing room now. Cameron looking to save the par. Well done. And that will wrap it up for part 1. Let's see how the scores are shaking out. They are. Looks like Dion's got a 1-stroke lead on second place. He has now 7 back of Scott. Wow. Strokes are flying all over the place, man.
Yep.
Sure are. All right, guys. Well, hope you enjoyed part 1. Jared, thank you so much for coming on. Tons of fun having you, as always. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cool, guys. All right. Well, hope you enjoyed that, and come back for part 2.